What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cardboard Drafthouse. My name's Ryan. Today we are playing the Anarchy, and I've paired it with this Burning Barrel Iron Knightmare double hazy IPA. The art just looked like it was straight out of this game. These are the people coming to attack our castle. We got to defend. Got the game all set up and ready to go. We're playing the first chapter of the solo campaign, which is found in this handy dandy little book right here. When setting up the game for the solo campaign, there's some things that it tells you to omit from the decks. The common cards you remove: an advocate, an emissary, a catapult, and a trebuchet. And then based on the chapter that you're playing, you'll remove some other things. And I've already set all those decks up accordingly. So let me read this introduction. We can jump right into playing, and I'll kind of explain what's going on as I play. At the end of November 1135, Henry I became gravely ill. Although a physician had warned him about his excessive consumption of lamprey, the love of his favorite dish had apparently felled the King of England, and on December 1st, he passed away. In life, Henry was known to be ruthless and somewhat uncompromising man. But for a large part of his reign, England was relatively peaceful. That peace was now under threat as the king had died without leaving a male heir to take his place on the throne. Unfortunately, his only legitimate son had drowned 15 years earlier as a casualty of the White Ship disaster. However, Henry did have another child, a daughter named Matilda. She was married to Geoffrey Plantagenet, Count of Anjou, a young man 11 years her junior, who had lofty aspirations for Normandy. Before his untimely passing, the king, Geoffrey, and Matilda hadn't been on good terms, though apparently she had been promised the throne. Enter Stephen de Blois, a favorite nephew of Henry. Described as a resolute and audacious man, Stephen was reportedly liked by all. According to a number of knights around Henry's bedside before his death, the king had changed his mind over his successor and named Stephen as his rightful heir. Taking his chance, Stephen traveled at speed to London to stake his claim for the throne. He was given the keys to the treasury in Winchester and the approval of the Archbishop in Canterbury. On the 22nd of December, 1135, Stephen was made the fourth Norman king of England. Most of the country was happy with their new king. However, there were some, including Matilda and Robert Fitzroy, first Earl of Gloucestershire, Matilda's half-brother, who were extremely displeased with his coronation. I might have butchered some of that. I apologize. That was the introduction. Now we are on to Chapter 1. Sunday, the 22nd of December, 1135. All hail the king. England once again has a monarch. King Stephen, first and favorite nephew of the late Henry I, has taken up his rightful place upon the throne. His coronation at Westminster Abbey has been held on this most holiest of days. And not a moment too soon. Since King Henry's passing, it seems every man in the kingdom has sought to plunder the goods of others. The Normans have abandoned themselves to robbery and pillage, with greedy brigands rushing out of every nook, ready for evil. It will take a strong hand to bring this country back from the brink of anarchy, but I believe our new king is more than up to the task. So, for the setup, we're using these castle cards here, and they all have a number. We're using 1 through 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It says to remove the common cards, which I had mentioned earlier, plus the Bellwether, the Partisan, and the Silversmith cards, which all came out of this deck right here. The other changes to this setup is we start out by gaining 1 serf, which is the yellow meeple here. So I've already taken that just to remind myself not to forget to take that. And then the chapters give you specific victory requirements that you need to meet to beat the chapter. In this chapter, we need to construct all levels of the mint, which are these right here. tied to the governance track. We need to have 15 loyalty and 15 influence on these tracks here. We need to have 0 to 2 discontent at the end of the game. And we need to have 60 plus victory points at the end of the game to be successful in this mission. Bonus goal is to get 70 plus. I would be happy if I got 60 plus. And that's it. You play the game the same way you would as a solo game. And the way a solo game of the Anarchy works is we're basically just playing by ourselves. There will be one opponent's tent, which will be moving forward on this track every turn. If we fall behind, we just don't get to look at 2 of these cards at the beginning of a round. We will only look at 1. These cards here sort of give us our starting resources every round, and they give us a bonus scoring condition. And so we will take 1 every round. So at the end of the game, we will end up with 5 of those. It's a way to earn some points, and it sets you up for your starting resources. And with that, I'm going to jump right in and I will explain stuff as I am going along. I grabbed this teal color pen. So hopefully it'll be a little easier to see what I've been marking on my board here. This is sort of a flip and write game. It's a little more elevated than your standard flip and write because it does have a lot of actual components and cards and such. So you are marking things off on your board as you play. So let's get to it. So at the start of the round, we're going to deal out these attack cards. And I have these decks shuffled up here. In the first round, we take 2 of these cards. You always take 1 of these on the left here, and it goes in the first slot at the top of your board. And then you're going to take however many cards needed for that round off of this deck here. This one is face up. It'll show you with a little eyeball symbol here whether it's face up or face down. So further on in the rounds, these will actually be hidden and will only have the information on the back of the card, which does give you some semblance of what you need to do. But for right now, this one is face up. What these cards are telling us is how our castle is going to be attacked at the end of the round. And so these are a good starting point for what we need to do to protect our castle this round. Next, we are going to deal out these path cards. As long as our tent is equal with our rivals, we're going to look at 2 cards and then we get to draft 1 of them. If we ever fall behind our rival, we only flip over 1 card. That sort of simulates that they got the choice of the 2 cards and they already drafted 1 and we're just left with whatever is left over. But for now, we are going to flip over 2 of these. And so we've got the scout and we've got the priest. The scout says we gain victory points for the amount of spies that we've gained. Spies are right here. So if we only fill in 1 of these sections, that'll give us 1 VP. If we have 3 sections, that'll give us 2, and 5 sections will give us 3 VP. The priest cares about this St. Valentine's festival right here. And for every pair that we fill in here, we're going to get 1 point, 2 point, or 3 point. That's for having 2, 3, or 4 pairs. I think I like the priest a little bit more. Filling the St. Valentine's festival here is actually going to give us more of these serfs and up our serf production, which I kind of like. I don't know if I'm going to be going after spies really, so let's go ahead and discard this. I'll just put it at the bottom of the deck. So we get to take all of these starting resources here, which will be 4 more serfs, 2 craftsmen. We get 3 wood or materials, And we get 2 patrons, which are the gray meeples here. And we get 2 coins. And that is it for now. We can tuck this card right here. After you gain your resources from the card, you now get to gain your resources in this box right here. Anything that's filled in will give you one of that resource, and we do start with some things already filled in, so we do get 1 more surf. We don't get any craftsmen. We do get 1 more material. We don't get any patrons. We do get 1 more silver. We get 1 food. And we get 2 soldiers, which are these red meeples here. So that's everything that we start with in round 1. So now we're on our actions. This game can look a little overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff out here on this board. The mechanics of the game aren't super difficult, but you can sort of get analysis paralysis just looking at all these things and where you're going to spend your resources. So my tips for this game is to just focus on what you know. And that's usually 3. And when you're playing with the campaign, sort of 4 things, right? First thing that we need to for sure take care of is defending our castle. So figuring out ways to defend these cards, number 1. Number 2, you always want to try to advance on this track as well by attacking these castles, which will need certain things. So you want to try to focus on doing that. The third thing would be to focus on your card, since this is going to give us extra points, potentially 15. If you got 3 points for every card that you took, you'd get an extra 15 points in this game, which could be big. So you kind of want to be looking at those cards and just sort of working on those. And then the last thing, obviously, with the campaign are the requirements that it is forcing us to do to beat the mission, which was to have all the mints built out and to have 15 on the loyalty and influence tracks. I'm just going to jump right in. When you're playing this game, any of these like tan banners here will show a cost. That's a cost that must be paid. And when you pay that cost, you fill in the white squares associated with that thing. If there is something inside of the white square, you get it as a bonus. So you'll add that to your board. So in this game, you're kind of chaining a lot of stuff. You might pay for something, fill in a box, which gives you something else. And then you pay for something, fill in a box, it gives you something else. You'll just sort of chain actions for a really long time. At the end of a round, you have to discard all of your items. So you do want to spend everything that you can and pretty much have nothing left over at the end, with the exception of soldiers and knights and potentially craftsmen, because they can aid in defending your castle. But we'll see how the defense works once we get to that phase. So these cards right here are saying that we are going to get attacked on those 2 sides of our castle at a level 2. The A is showing a 2 here, which means there's going to be basically like 2 attack value, and we need 2 defense to stave off that attack. And it's showing us that walls on those 2 sides of our castle will help defend against this, as well as rocks. These tactics over here, covers, rocks, the hot oil, the logs, and the bolts are all things that sort of help fight against these cards. So you can build walls to try to help, or you can build these tactics, and you can position soldiers or knights around your castle to help stave this off. So we're going to need to have at least 2 defense on both of those sides. And this card is saying that coming in from the right, we're going to have 2 attack as well. And what this card is showing is that our moat is going to be the thing that helps, or logs. So if we have logs, we can spend those to help stop that attack as well. All right. Let me pick up my pen and let's get to it. So knowing that we want to build the mint, I probably want to do a little bit of that. I probably want to build some walls to help with that. So let's go ahead and spend one of our patrons. You can see here that one patron is needed to fill in a box on the governance track. So we can just fill in this first box, which is going to give me a coin. To build the small mint, it's showing the little banner here with a 2. And that means we need to be at level 2 of the governance track before we can actually build this small mint. So I think we will just spend another one of these dudes to fill in this square right here. That didn't have anything in it, so we just don't get any bonus for filling in that square. But now we are able to work on the small mint. We only have 2 craftsmen, which is unfortunate because I definitely want to build some walls. We'll be able to buy some with coins. This wheel right here, anything that you see here on this wheel requires a coin to buy them. You're basically like hiring workers or knights. So we can buy some more craftsmen that way. We also will need to get ladders, because if we want to attack this castle, we need to spend a food and we need to have ladders. I think I'll just spend a craftsman and a wood to fill in walls really quick, just so we get that started. That did show a wall icon and it showed one of these patrons, so we get a patron back. And we get to add a wall anywhere in our castle here. So we definitely want to add it to the left or the back. We can start with the back here. And this 1 pip value is indicating that any attack that comes through that way, we are defended by 1. And it doesn't pip down, it always stays there. And so if you can eventually fortify these walls enough, then some attacks just will never get through. And you won't need to put any dudes there to stop that attack. We want to get ladders, but that also takes a craftsman and a material. We also want potentially to build our moat. You can spend the yellow guys, the serfs, to move up your production track. So that is a good way to get wood, food, or soldiers. And the further you go up this track, you'll actually start filling in bubbles down here. So in subsequent turns, you will be getting more production, which we'll definitely do at some point. We're going to need some more food. We might need some more building materials. The yellow guys also are the things we need to spend to build up the small mint. I'm just looking at the influence track here. If we moved up 2 spaces on the influence track, we would get another craftsman as well. Well, let's spend a coin and we'll get a craftsman. And then, I want to spend a coin to get this serf. Because I do need to make my way down here to ladders. So let's just spend the coin now, fill in this box for ladders. So that way I can spend the craftsman and a wood. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. So we'll do craftsman and wood, and we will build ladders. And that square that I filled in just there shows the little fist icon, which is might, which then lets us fill in a square on the might track. The tracks down here are primarily the way you're going to be scoring points at the end of the game. You see these little numbers in the red banners here. However far you get your track, that's how many points you're going to get. And so we actually need our loyalty and our influence to make it to there and there, or else we can't even win this scenario. I can build the small keep as well, which will get me an influence. And then I can spend the gray dude here to get a knight, which I will actually need a knight to attack this castle. So I kind of like that. Let's do that. Let's spend the craftsman and a wood to build the small keep. I can build the small keep because I'm already at level 1 of governance. So we will fill that in, which fills in an influence here. And then I'll spend this gray dude to get a knight. The knight is this blue guy here. Knight's strength is shown up here on this board. Knights are a strength of 2, whereas the soldiers are a strength of 1. This number right here on the castle is the number of strength we need to discard to be able to attack that castle, in addition to any resources shown here or requirements such as ladders or the ballistas, etc. So now we can attack that castle. Let's go for it. I'm going to spend my food. I'm going to spend that's 2 and then another 2 for 4, which will move us up to here. This guy always just moves for free once a turn, 1 step forward. And that's going to get us these rewards up here. So I'm going to get a coin back and I'm going to get 2 building materials. And then I get 2 bravery shown there. So I'm going to fill in 1 and 2. And that gives me one of these serfs back. So I got tons of serfs. I got a couple of coins that I can spend to buy some more dudes here. Well, let's spend a coin to get another craftsman, because I know I got to do this. Then we're going to build our mint, which is what I've been working for here. So we've got our first mint build. This is the small mint. To move on to the medium mint, we need to have this whole thing complete before I can even move on to over here. I also need to get my governance up to level 5 before I can move on to the medium mint. So that'll probably happen in a later turn. Now I can spend the serfs to move up these spots on the mint. I will spend 2 of them to just fill in this first spot. And then I get to fill in this second spot. And what that does is it gives me a silver. It moves me up 1 on the silver production track. And it moves us up 1 on the influence track, which gives us another craftsman. You can see how this game just sort of chains and keeps on going. We still need to figure out defenses for this. I think if we just build some walls, that will help for sure. The thing with walls is one side can never be 2 pips above another side that it's touching. So I could never move this to number 2 until these sides are at least at number 1. So I can build this side to a number 1, but then I wouldn't be able to up those to number 2 until I built another side somewhere else. So let's build at least 1 more wall using a craftsman and a wood. We'll do that, and we can put that wall right there. I got to put my serfs to work somehow. I feel like 2 of them should probably be on the moat, because that will get me 1 level of my moat and another building material. And I can always buy 2 more craftsmen with that. Let's try it. So I can spend a red or a yellow for my moat. We're going to do that. We're going to do that, which gives me another building material. And it gives me the first level of my moat, which will help us against this card right here. At the end of every round, you do need to spend an amount of food equal to the round that it is. So I also still want to try to get at least 1 food. So for every food you can't pay, you get a discontent, which are going to be negative points at the end of the game. So one of my serfs is probably going to go to the farms here just to get me that food. I don't hate getting 2 more craftsmen because that will actually give me craftsman production, which will be nice in future turns. And then I'll be able to pair those craftsmen with the wood to potentially build some other stuff. All right. I'll spend a coin to get 1 more craftsman. I will spend the craftsman and a wood to build 1 more wall. So I'll add this here. Then that also ups my might, which gives me a patron, which is the gray meeple here. I'm going to spend my serf just to get this food so I don't accidentally forget about that. So I got my food for the round. I think I could do it. I'm going to spend this coin to get this last craftsman. And that actually gives me a craftsman production. So I will be getting a craftsman every round from now on. Then I will spend the craftsman and the wood to build 1 more wall here, which gives me another patron. And I will tick up this side here. Since these both are at 1, I can now raise this wall 1 level higher. So this side is actually good. Now we just need 1 dude here and then 1 dude here to stop these attacks. I guess I did kind of screw off on this St. Valentine's Festival thing. I like this. Okay, I'm going to use this gray guy here to go up the worship track. So that's going to give me a coin. Now that I'm at a worship level of 1, I can do the first level of this St. Valentine's Festival. So let's spend that. I'm going to fill in this bubble here. And what this little purple banner looking thing with a 2 on it is, refers to my deck of cards here. This deck sort of triggers when you do a lot of the things down here, either the entertainment or the worship areas. And so let's take a look at them and I can explain kind of what they do. So when it shows a number, you're going to flip over that many cards. So I'm flipping over 1 and I'm flipping over 2. For the St. Valentine's Festival, we are looking at this second box right here. It's going to show a male sign, female sign, and a number. Your rightmost card is looking at the male side, and I'm going to fill in the box corresponding to the 6 male. Then I will fill in the box corresponding to the 5 female. When you make a pair here at the St. Valentine's Festival, then you get to fill in these boxes down here, which will give you serfs. It will have you go up the loyalty track, and it will even up your serf production track. And then because I have the priest, it also will give me endgame points. So I do kind of want to be doing that a little bit. These are then just discarded. All the other things on these cards refer to these different areas down here. And if I ever do those areas, I will explain them at that time. I'm not going to go through all of them right now. I still need 2 soldiers and spend the rest of my serfs. I think what I want to do is I'll spend 1 serf to go to the training grounds, fill that in to get a soldier. So I'm going to spend these last 2 dudes to just go up 1 on farms, 1 on the training ground. And for my last thing, I'm spending my coin to just hire 1 more soldier. That's it. That's the first action phase done. We now move on to the castle defense, which is printed right here on the board. We pay food equal to the round. And for each one we can't, we get a discontent. Round 1 is 1 food. We're good. We deploy all of our craftsmen, soldiers, and knights. And I will deploy one here to the back and one here to the right-hand side. This does say max 1 beer per craftsman or soldier. There's a little brew house down here in the entertainment district, and if you fill in these lines, you can get beers, which you can serve to your dudes and up their strength a little bit. I haven't done any of that, so that's irrelevant to us right now. Then we have to discard all of our serfs, all of our patrons, and any material, food, or coins that were left over. So you don't want to have anything left over if you can help it, because it just goes to waste. Then we reveal any face down cards. If we had any up here, we would reveal them now. And then we resolve the cards from right to left and defend those cards. We'll gain bravery if any of them are difficult cards, if they have a little skull icon on them. None of these do, so we won't be doing that. But then we will be gaining loyalty based on how well we do in this defense. So, first card is an attack of A from this side. A is going to be hitting us for 2 damage. The moat is defending, so we defend 1. And this red dude here defends 1. So this card is defended, fully defended. We're good. And then we just discard it to the top of the deck. We will shuffle those before the next round. So then we look at this card. We're getting attack from this angle and from this angle, both at a strength of 2. This wall defends for 2, so we're good there. This wall defends for 1, so we need the strength of 1 soldier to stop this attack. And we are good there. This one will get discarded there. We defended it all. So we get loyalty equal to this number right here, minus any undefended attacks down to a minimum of 0. So we get 1 minus 0 because we defended everything. So we are getting 1 loyalty. Boom. Then we gain discontent equal to that number minus the loyalty that we gained. Since we gained 1 loyalty and this number is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, we gain 0 discontent. Then we discard any remaining craftsmen, soldiers, or knights that were left over here on this board. If they didn't get slain in battle, they could potentially gain us some serfs for the next round. For every 3 power that you have left over here, you'll get 1 serf. Doesn't apply to us. We are all done. And so we are moving on to round 2. I just need to shuffle these decks. It says to shuffle in between each round, so you never know what attacks are coming. Just do that, and then shuffle this. All right, so we're going to deal card. And we're going to deal card face up, and we're going to put 1 more card face down here. When looking at these face down cards, it gives you some sort of information on the back as to what to expect. This is showing that one side is going to be attacked. We don't know what side. It will be defendable by our moat, and it will be defendable by knights, soldiers, and craftsmen, or by logs. So that's all we know. We just don't know which side it's going to be. This is a new icon we haven't seen. This is the little front door here, the gate, as some might call it. So we might want to build up a level of our gate. It is an attack of E, which is 3, and you can see there's a little skull icon, meaning that's actually going to be a difficult attack for us. So maybe we build 1 level of the gate, and then we put a knight out there with a strength of 2. He can defend that for us. Who knows? This is flipped over because we took that reward already. Yeah, So now we're on to the path cards. Let's see what we get here. All right, we got Weaponsmith, constructed siege weapons. And then we have the Merrymaker, which is the filled Llamas flags, which are the flags down here. The flags actually give us loyalty, which is something that we need to do. We need to get to 15 loyalty. I am not doing very good at that right now. So we might actually want to take this Llamas flags one, because that'll give us some points as well as another objective that we're trying to go for. So let's just do that. I'm not trying to think too hard about this, you know what I mean? So now we get our income from the card, which will be 2 serfs. That's actually kind of a low number. I don't like that. We get 4 craftsmen. We get 2 material. We get 3 patrons. That's kind of cool. And we get 2 silver. And then this is going to go right under here. Then we get our income from here, which is 1 more serf. We get 1 craftsman. We get 1 material. No patrons. We get 2 silver. We get 1 food. And we get 2 soldiers. Alrighty. We still need to work on this mint because we need to get all of that. We need to work on our loyalty and our influence tracks for sure. Let's just start with some stuff that we know, right? So let's spend a coin to get the ballista. We will spend a craftsman and a wood to build that ballista, which gives us a might. Dang, and next round we're going to need to get the stables. We need that black horse if we're going to move forward. Oh, I should have flipped this card over. My bad, y'all. That card is flipped over. I am going to build 1 more wall. So this side will be defended now as well. I do need to build that gate, like I said. So let's go like this and build the gate. That gives us another patron, which is nice. So we get a patron. We get the gate. Castle's coming along nicely. We've got the ballista already, so maybe we just do this real quick. I'm gonna buy a knight. With a coin. Then we can move up this track right here by spending 1 food. We've got the ballista, and I'll spend my 4 attack. That gives me 2 coins back. And it gives me a material. And it moves me up 3 on the bravery track. 1, 2, 3. Which gives me a knight. I'm going to need this small crane soon as well. Some stuff beyond this line will require me to have that, and I'm getting close with my walls. I do really want to go up this governance track because I do need to get to 5 to even build this next mint. So let's spend, I'm sorry, it's the gray guys. 1 gray dude, which gets me to level 3 governance, which gives me another loyalty, which gives me another knight. I'm sorry, that's a soldier, not a knight. I'm running low on the gray dudes. I need gray dudes to up my entertainment, to up my worship, to up my governance. I need 2 food by the end of this round. Let's flip this over. I mean, I feel like I want to spend one of these guys to go food and food production. So I get a food production here. I'm going to spend 2 gray dudes here to fill in the small keep. First one lets me take a resource of any type. I think I'll just take a food so that I'm good there. Kind of wanted to take building material, but I already have 1. I think that's fine. Then I get to fill in this one, which will up our influence track. And then I get to up either the Warcraft, the Worship, or the Entertainment track. All right. So I'm resolving this square that I just filled in right here. I'll get a free Entertainment bump. So give me a wood. Spend the last gray dude here to go up the Entertainment track, which that shows the little brew house icon, which means I flip over 2 of these cards, and then I'm going to fill in some of the symbols that I see on these cards. So let's just go 1 and 2. And so we're looking at this row right here. I got the little barley and the hop. So let's go hop right there, barley right there. And if you ever fill in a full line, you get to circle the beer, and then that's when you can choose to fill in the beer later on to give it to one of your guys and make them stronger. As it do. Then I was going to do llamas with one of my serfs. Go right here. So now I'm going to flip over. These are all discarded. I'm going to flip over 2 more cards here. 1 and 2. And for the llamas flags, you're looking at the bottom row. So I'm looking for a red flag, a green flag. I fill them in, and then anything that's in between those 2 flags gets filled in, and I'll gain that thing on the board. The only 2 things down there are loyalty track bumps and discontent. So with red and a green, I could do those, and that'll give me the discontent. I could do the red and the green, and that sets me up. If I ever draw purple, I'll get both of those, which could be nice. Let's just do that, I guess. So we'll go red, green. So now if I ever hit a purple, I'll get a discontent and loyalty. Well, anti-discontent. That negates a discontent is what that does. All right. So I have 1 more serf to work with. I can build some more stuff. I've got my food for the round. I'm good there. I got tons of coins, dude. Holy crap. Let's see how we're doing on defenses. This side is good. This side would need 1 knight. The front gate needs 3. Dang. So I need like a knight somehow, which I could buy with silver. I have so much silver. I could get 2 gray dudes and then get a knight. And then my moat needs some amount of dudes. Shoot, you know what I probably friggin' needed, dude, was some ramparts. Because getting these little tokens right here allows you to flip them and move a guy. Once you've committed them to a side, if I happen to choose the wrong side, once I see that card, I can then move them. So maybe I want to do that. All right, I'm going to spend 2 coins. I'm going to get a gray dude and a gray dude. I'll spend the 2 gray dudes to go up on my Warcraft level 1, level 2. So that gave me a soldier. spend a craftsman to build this rampart. It does not require wood. Just a craftsman. He got trained up into a soldier. And then I'll spend my next craftsman to fill in this bubble right here. This required level 2, which I am at, and I get one of these tokens now. I'm pretty good on defenses, I feel like. I will spend 2 more of those for craftsman. Oops. Dang, if I build a wall and another pip on my gate, that'll also give me another craftsman. All right, well, spend a craftsman, spend a wood. I'll build up this wall, which gives me a might. And we'll do this guy right here. Can do one more build. What do I do? Maybe a tower, because that gives me a gray guy, and then I could just go up one of these tracks. Because then that will also get me to the small stable. Yeah, let's do that, because I need that for next turn. So, one more build. We're building a tower, just to, plan for the future. That gives me a gray guy. I'll put it... Man, I don't know. Wherever I pick's going to be wrong. I'll put it at the front right here. Then I'll spend my gray dude. Go up my Warcraft by 1 more, which gives me an influence. Lands me right there. And then I've got my 1 lonely serf to do something with. How are my knights? This is all defended. This is going to need 3... which I have, and then I'll need some number there that actually could be bad. If that ends up being like a 3 or something and I don't have a dude on the right side, enough dudes on the right side, that won't be good. Dang, I'm 1 yellow dude short from being able to get my next level, my moat, which would help that card right there. Maybe I just go up one of those things in preparation for the next turn. Get myself like 1 closer to a food in case I need to buy food next turn, then I don't have to spend 2 dudes. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. So I'll take the knight. And that ups my knight or my soldier production. Sorry, I keep calling the soldiers knights. All right. That's the end of round 2. Let's put some dudes out here. So I for sure need 2 at the front gate. Then, I guess hedge my bets. I can put 1 at each side. And then I just have to hope. The worst that this card could be would be 3. The moat is going to take 1, and then I have 1 dude. I can use this token to then move them to whatever wall it ends up being. So I think we're actually good, for sure. Cool. Okay. Pay food equal to the round. 2 food. We good. Deploy all my dudes. I accidentally already did that. Discard any serfs, any patrons, and any resources, food, wood, or silver. Reveal the face down attack card. Dang, dude. And it's another tough card. Let's go. It's an attack of E, which is 3, coming in from the right, and the moat stops it. So I will flip this token over to move this dude here. So, 3 damage, 1, 2, 3. We defend this card, and because it's got the skull on it, we get a bravery. Boom. So that card is done. Next card. E coming in from the front, which is 3. Gate stops it. So we got 1, 2, 3. It is a skull card, so that also gives us a bravery. And that card is done. Then we got this card, which is A, which is a strength of 2 coming in from the 2 sides. Held back. We're good there. We don't get bravery for that one. That wasn't a tough card. Boom. So then we gain loyalty equal to this number minus any of our undefended attacks. So 2 minus 0, we get 2 loyalty. 1 and 2. Discontent, we do not gain any discontent. Then we have to discard any remainders of these. And we are back to the top of the round. Oh, we have to turn this over. Sorry. I always forget that. Flip over this card. We would be gaining discontent for each castle that we haven't made our way to up to the current round. So like it's round 3, we're good. We're at castle 3's gates. But if you fall behind on that track, you just start to gain discontent. So that's why you kind of want to keep marching forward. So I will shuffle these cards up. You don't really want to look at the backs of these cards while you're shuffling because you can kind of see what the things are on them. Although I'm struggling with shuffling right now, so it's hard not to look. All right. So we do that. We would deal our cards. So we get 1 here. We get 1 face up here. We get 1 face down here, and we get 1 face up here. Then we get to draw 2 of these. We've got the recruiter, completed, guildsmen, mercenaries, and allies. Then the warrior is our final bravery. I'll probably get bravery maxed out pretty well. Screw it. I don't know. We're doing the mint thing, so I'm just going to go with the recruiter. Might not be the right call, but let's do it. So we get 3 serfs. We get 3 craftsmen. We get 2 wood. We get 3 patrons. We get 2 silver. And then this card is going right under here. Then we get our production here. We get 1 more serf. We get 1 craftsman. We get 1 more material. We get no patrons. We get 2 silver. We get 2 food, thankfully. And at least this round, when we attack the castle, we get our food back. And then we get 3 soldiers. Let's go. Board's filling up. And we're off and running. Actions. So what do we need to do? We need to get the Black Stallion, which is the small stable. We do need to have, is that a trebuchet? Catapult. We need to have the catapult. Dang, that takes so much wood. It's a craftsman and 2 wood. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. We've got A is now 3. We've got a 3 coming in from both those sides. We've got 3 coming in from this side. This one's cool. It's also walls, so good thing we went hard on walls. But this one is now looking for towers, which we have not done well. B is 2, and C is 2. So it's 2 coming in from either side. So we probably want to try to build another tower. Our walls are capped out unless we get this small crane. And we need to get to this mint as well. Like, we're just falling behind. All right. In true this game fashion, I'm just going to start doing stuff and hope that I chain my way into the right things. So let's go. 2 gray dudes to just get our governance up to 5 because we have to do that to get to the mint or else we can't even win. So that gives us a surf and it gives us 1 on the surf production, which is awesome. So now we can construct a medium mint. Let's spend that and that. We just spent our craftsman and the wood. We built the medium mint. Then we can go 1, 2 yellow guys to just build that out and then build this out, which gives us a coin. It gives us a coin production. And it gives us a bump on the influence track, which gives us back a patron. All right. So now we need to work on moving up that track right there, which means we need a catapult and we need the friggin' stables, dude. Ugh. We're going to do it. We're at 3 on the Warcraft. I'm going to spend a craftsman. I'm going to spend a wood so that I can build small stables. That bumps us up on the influence track. We need to get these influence tracks and loyalty to 15 anyway, so all these bumps there, I'm not mad about, you know what I mean? Now we can spend serfs and soldiers to fill this up, and I need this fully filled up to have that black horse to be able to even do that. All right, well, let's spend our coin to, I have to chain through these regions here. So I have to follow this line. So I have to get the small crane first. I can now build the small crane, but I don't actually have it yet. Now I can spend another coin to do the catapult. So I could either just go up this track and get a wood there, or I can go down here and gamble a little bit. This is another thing where I flip over cards of mine and I can potentially fill in numbers down here to gain resources. I suppose no matter what, there's 2 spots where you just fill in a number and you get any one resource. But if you get lucky, you can potentially get up to 3 resources. So maybe we chance it because I am at 2 on the entertainment track, so I could actually do it twice. Let's go for it. I'm going to spend 1. I'm a gambling man. Spent 1 yellow, 1 surf. Fill that spot. I get to flip over 2 of these cards, and I'm going to be looking at this book. And then I get to fill in numbers here, and I have to try to equal these numbers to gain whatever the reward is. So we have a 3 and another 3, so a 6. So I can put a 3 here. I can put a 3 here, which completes that, which means I get to fill this in, which means I get to pick 2 of any resource. I'm for sure taking a wood. Do I need another wood for anything? Do I need a food? We are on round 3. I'll spend a food, but I'll gain it back. But I am going to get food from the stables, so no, I don't need a food. I don't really need a coin. I'll take a material. That's scary. Yeah, because then I can I could build the catapult now and the small crane and potentially start doing more gate tower type stuff. All right. So we did that. Let's build our small stables. So I'll spend my last 2 yellow guys to get this first bump, which gives me a food. I spent 2 yellow, so then I get this next bump, which gives me a silver. And then I can spend yellow or red dudes to do this. So I will spend a soldier, which actually gives me a knight. So he just got upgraded straight up. Dang. Well, I suppose I have money. I can hire some guys. So Yeah, let's go for that. I'm going to spend a silver, which will get me 2 soldiers. Boom, boom. I am attacking here because I now have Black Stallion. I've got the catapult. I got to spend a food. I got to spend 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Boom. Moves us up here. I'm going to get a wood. I'm going to get a food back. And then I get 3 bravery and 1 might. The might gives me a craftsman. And then 3 bravery. 1, 2, 3. That gives me a surf back. That's cool. This is all done. Oh, shoot. My bad, y'all. I thought I'd already done all this stuff. I still need to build the catapult. I thought I had done that already. That's my bad. So I know I already did all that stuff. We're just saying that I did this first. I have to build a small crane first before I can build the catapult. So 1 more craftsman and 1 more wood. That's why I was so full up on stuff. I was like, why is that like that? Okay, so I have the small crane, which gives me a surf back. And then the catapult, which gives me a might. My bad. Did that totally out of order, but we fixed it. So now that I have the catapult, now I attack that castle and I do all the stuff. And I'm left with these materials here. Yeah, let's spend Gray Dude to go here. That'll get me a wood. We will spend a silver to go up this track. Gives me a craftsman. And it moves me up craftsman production, which is awesome. I might need to up a wall, which I can do now because I have the crane. So let's go craftsman and material to build a wall. That gives me a Gray Dude. I will up this front wall to a 2. And then I will go craftsman, material to build a tower. Build this tower right here. We should be pretty well defended. Because this is walls, this is walls. This is going to be walls as well. 1 wall will get hit harder, and then 2 will be less on the sides. It'll just kind of suck if the hard wall is that one at the back. And then this is just 2, which is getting negated by 1 right now. I need to go up this governance track, so might as well do this, which gives me a knight, which will come in handy in this final battle. I'll spend this last Gray Dude to just go up my governance track to 8, which ups my influence by 1. The large mint is now unlocked because I've made it that far. I'll spend a yellow dude to go here, which gives me a wood. I will spend a coin, debating if I want to get a Gray Dude and just get the craftsman from that spot right there, or if I want to just get a craftsman. I guess I do want to complete these areas, and I'm pretty close on this one. So let's just get a craftsman right here. Get this. I'll spend the craftsman, spend the material, build my large mint. I need the dark crane, the small crane, which I do have. So I can build that. And I can't quite... Oh, yes, I can. I guess I just need to make sure that I'm good on this, but I could spend this yellow dude, and then I could also spend my last coin for one more yellow dude to fully build that out if I want to. That will give me a craftsman, which then could also defend the castle. So let me double check. How am I doing here? This is 3. So like, I mean, theoretically that's good. That's also 3. I do need at least one more dude there. Oh, shoot. I actually need a couple of dudes, man. Oh, I'm going to be wild. I'm going to spend this yellow dude down here at the Michelamas because I'm at level 2 of entertainment. I can fill this in. So let's flip over 2 cards and see what numbers we get. We have an 8 and a 5. Oh, no. 13. These are all equal numbers, so dang, that did not pan out great. I will put the 8 and the 5 here so that I can just fill this in. That gets me a silver. I'm going to spend a silver to hire 2 soldiers. And I'll spend my last silver to hire a knight. And that's it. That's it for this round. So now we are putting our dudes out there. Like I said, I for sure need... A is 3, so I for sure need 1 at the front. I for sure need 1 at the side. Then that side also needs... it's going to need 2. And this side also needs 2. Oof. Now this card is the one that I don't know. I guess I do this and I do this, and then I just have to kind of hope that I can pivot a guy if I need to. Castle defense, paying 3 food. We're good. I deployed all my guys. I always do that out of order. My bad. Discard everything else on my board. We're good. Reveal any face down cards. Oh no. It's a hard card. So we got B, which is 2, coming from front and back, and then D, which is 3 coming from this side. So I think we'll be all right. I think I can pivot some dudes. Let's see. So first card, we got B and C, which is 2 attack coming from the sides, negated by these. So 1 means that the soldier or the knight falls down, knight falls down. So I have 1 pip left there to stop some damage. So this card is done. Now we're on this card. Walls stop damage. So I think I got it. Yeah, we'll flip this over and move one of these guys over here to the side. So B is 2 damage coming from the back. 1 and 2. Stopped. D is 3 damage coming from the side. 1, 2, 3. Stopped. B is 2 damage coming from the front. 2 stops it without having to spend a guy. That's a difficult card. So that gives me a bravery, which does give me a soldier. And when you gain a soldier in this way during the combat, it does go on your board and you do get it for the next round. So this card is done. This card. A is 3 damage coming from the sides. So we got 1, 2, and 3. That one is defended. And then this one is 3 damage coming from this side, 3 damage coming from this side. We got 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Defended. Boom, dude. So we got our bravery from that one card. Now we're getting loyalty equal to 2 minus undefended. We didn't have any undefended, so we get 2 loyalty. 1, 2, which gives us a surf. So we start with an extra surf here. We get discontent equal to this number minus the amount of loyalty gained. It's 2 minus we gain 2 loyalty, so nothing. These all go back. And we discard any remaining dudes over here to gain 1 surf per 3 strength. And we're good. This is going to refresh. We turn over the round card. Boom. We are back to the top. I'm going to shuffle these. Getting to 15 loyalty and influence is kind of scaring me. Not gonna freaking lie. All right, card. We got card, and this one is face down as well. Okay, we get to draw 2 of these, 1 and 2. We've got the architect, completed keep levels. I have 1, but I wasn't really planning on going up the others, although I guess that is a good way to get influence, and I do need more influence for sure. So maybe I will be going up that track. And then this one is mentor, completed knight's training. I'm like totally screwing off on that. So let's not do that. Plus I like some of the bonuses on this card anyway. All right, so we get 3 serfs. We get 2 craftsmen. We get 3 materials. We get 4 patrons. That's awesome. And 1 coin. Good thing we're building mints, dude. All right. So that's there. Now we get these. We get 2 more serfs. 1 and 2. We get 2 more craftsmen. 1 and 2. We get 1 material. Get no patrons. We get 3 silver. 2, 3. Would have been cool if we built the mint last turn. We would have got an additional 1, but it's whatever. We get 2 food. Gosh, food is about to be rough. Oh, we need to start spending 2 food to attack these castles. I don't like that at all, dude. And then we get 3 soldiers. Suppose I should have been maybe going up this food production track a little bit more, but what can you do? Alrighty. Well, name of the game is to get the mint, right? So I think we'll just spend 2 serfs right out the gate to get the mint. That gives us an influence, which gives us a craftsman. It gives us a silver, and it gives us a silver production. We need the battering ram if we're going to attack this castle. And I need a way to get 4 food, man. That is crazy. Let's check out some of these cards, what I need to defend against here. A is 3, so either need to up the walls a little bit more or need to put some dudes there. The gate at a D is 4, so dang, we probably want to do gate for sure. At least 1. I'm just going to do that right now, dude. For sure need that gate a little bit stronger. So we do the gate. That gives us a might. And this will go to 2. So that one is walls. It's going to be from 3 sides. We don't know where. We got B and C. B is 3, C is 2. That's kind of cool because these two towers will be defending against B. So, but C is essentially undefended at this point. And then we got walls again. So we probably want to up our walls and some towers. So let's just do this again to up towers, which will up our might, which gives us one of these homies. And so then I get to put a tower. I'll put it back here. You know what? I should probably try for this down here first to see what my food situation is going to be before I go too hard on that. So let's use one of these gray dudes to go up the entertainment track. That gives me a food right there, which is cool. And I go up 1 on the loyalty track. I need to be at level 4 to do that. So I guess we'll spend 1 more gray dude. Go up this track right here, which that's the brew house symbol. So I get to flip some cards for some brew house stuff. We got more barley, and then we got malt or whatever that is, the foam. So I can put foam right there. We'll do the barley right there. Okay, now I can spend a yellow guy and fill in this right here. So I'm going to flip over 2 cards and look at the books. We got a 4 and a 2. I already have the 6 filled in, so do I just take a bread out of it and forget it? Because then I have to go there again, which then I'm just going up that track. I guess it is only 1 more for 5 to try it. Let's see. So I need to put a 4 and a 2 out somewhere. So let's put the 4. Jeez, dude. Put the 4 here at the 12, but then I have to get an 8 to fill that out. I could put a 4 there at the 8, but then I need another 4. I'll try the 2 right here, just in case I can hit that. That'll give me 3 of something. I guess I'll put the 4 where the 8 is. That wasn't great. I'll go gray dude for worship. And then I'll go gray dude to do the St. Valentine's Festival. Let's see what I'm getting with this one. A 1 and a 5. So I revealed a 1 male. So I'm filling this in right here. This one's a 5 female, but because I already have the 5 female filled in, you're allowed to pip it up 1 or down 1, whichever you'd like. And since I already have the 6 male, I will make that a 6 female, which fills in that pair, which lets me fill in this down here, which gives me a surf. And then it lets me fill in a loyalty, which gives me a knight, which is cool. We like that. Well, let's spend a craftsman. Let's spend the 2 wood to build. I'm sorry, I have to spend a coin first. My bad. So I get the battering ram with the coin. I spent the craftsman and the 2 wood, and I have the small crane. So I fill that in, which gives me a might. Fill that in. Man, I might have just done something real bad. All right, we're going to attack this. So I got to spend 2 food. I have Black Stallion. I have Battering Ram. And I've got 5 strength right here. Boom. So we move up here. I get a coin and a log. And I get 4 bravery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which gives me a surf. And I get 1 might. Get that there. That's all done. I got the coin. I got the material. I got all of that stuff. Let's spend a craftsman and this wood to build the medium keep. That gives me an influence. I can spend this gray dude to fill in this space right here, which gives me a knight. I will spend a coin to get a gray dude. Oh, I should have done one of those. I'll probably do it anyway, because I do need another one. So spend another coin. Jeez. I'll get... Oh, they're not connected. Okay, that makes sense. Coin for a craftsman. Coin for another gray dude. Okay, so then we spend a gray dude at our medium keep. And I'll take a food. I need to find 2 more food somehow, which I can get with yellow dudes if I want to spend all of them right there. I do need some more wood, though, too, if I'm going to build gates and towers and walls and whatnot. But then I spend my last gray dude and fill this in, which gives me a bump on entertainment or worship. I'll be able to do that. I'm going to take the entertainment. That gives me a coin. And it also puts me at 5. So I'll be able to do this and maybe get some more resources down here. Okay. Also, still resolving the medium keep thing. I took... Oh, shoot. Those don't have slashes. So that actually gives me a bump in both. My bad. So I got the entertainment. Now I get a worship bump as well. That does give me loyalty. These ones over here had slashes, so I had to pick just one. That one's everything. So then I also get my influence bump. Shoot, did I get that already? I literally checked the camera footage because I didn't want to cheat at this. I did not take the influence bump from filling in that medium keep spot. So we're filling that in. All right, well, let's keep trudging forward here. I'm going to spend this yellow dude. I'm now at 5 entertainment. So I will spend this, flip over 2 more cards and see what my books are all about. We got 1, a 7. What the hell? Ooh, a 7 and a 7, man. That looks like 14 to me. 7, 7. So that means I get 3 of any resource. I will take 2 food, right? And a material. so craftsman, wood, up walls. That gives me a might bump, which gives me a craftsman back. Which wall am I upping? It either has to be this back wall, or I could make this one a 3. Maybe just everything being a 2 is okay for right now. Oh, scary. Because these are going to be coming at walls, and I don't know what side. So probably one of them will be coming from the back of the castle. I'll spend a coin to get a serf. I'll spend 2 serfs to go up quarry and forest. That gives me a wood. And it gives me a wood production. Sure. Spend a coin. Fill that large crane. I get dude and wood. I have the small crane, so I fill that in. That gives me a serf. I need another wood. Whoops. Well, I can get that. Maybe I should just up my moat in case the last round I got moat problems. Let's spend 2 serfs to go 1 and 2. That'll up the moat and give me a wood. So now I can spend that wood and the craftsman to get the large keep. And I do have the large crane, so we fill that, which gives me a bump on influence, which gives me a graded. We're chaining. Now where do I want to spend the gray guy at, huh? I could spend the gray dude at the large keep, yeah. That'll give me a knight. Then I can spend this coin to fill this last spot right here, which gives me 1 more knight. And it gives me a knight production. That'll be nice going to the last round. And then I have 2 serfs. I do have this thing that cares about the llamas flags, and that does up my loyalty. So you know what? This might be a good opportunity to just use those dudes for that. So let's do 1. Fill in the 1 for level 3, which I'm at. So we're going to flip over 2 of these cards, fill in some flags. We got a yellow flag, and we got yellow flag. Let's see. I needed purple flag. Not ideal. But we do have this one filled in, so we can fill in this one, which fills in that, which does give us a loyalty. So that was 1 yellow. And then I guess we'll fill in this yellow right here. And then I'll do it again. Because I'm beyond level 4, so I get to do this. Do 2 more flags. We got green and we got red. No purple still, dude. What the heck? All right, so we'll go green, red, which fills in another loyalty, which gives me a serf. And then I also get to fill in one of the hearts. So whenever you fill in a full heart, you just put an X right there. And if you gain discontent, you actually circle the spot. And if there's ever an X and a circle, you just fill it in, and that means it's negated. So right now I'm actually like ahead 1 discontent. So I could take 1 and still be at 0. Dang, I am at level 5. Do I just do flags again? I guess. Let's go. 2 more cards. 1 and 2. It's green and red. not the colors that I wanted, really. I'm looking for purple, dude. But, all right, we got green and we got red. If I could get two purples, that would give me a heart and a loyalty in 2 different spots. So, did I not spend the dude? I think I forgot to spend the dude. All right, that should be the round. Let's put out our guys here. So, I mean, I for sure, D is 4. I for sure need 2 defense there. A is 3. Oh, man, I might not have had enough dudes. I might have screwed this all up. I thought I had enough dudes. I don't know what I was thinking about. A is 3 at the front. So I for sure need 1 there. I for sure need 1 at the side. This card's going to get me. I wasn't paying attention. I think I screwed up. But we can take a hit of discontent, I suppose. So we're paying food equal to the round. That's 4. We are deploying our dudes, which I already did, and then we discard everything else, which I did. We reveal the face down attack cards. Great. All right. B is 3. D is 4. So if I defend against this card, it gives me a bravery, and that bravery actually gives me a loyalty, which I don't hate. So B is 3. So let's, I will flip this and deploy one of these guys back here. So with this card, B being 3, we got 1, 2, 3. D is 4, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gone. B is 3, so we got 1, 2, and 3. He's laying down. This card is good and defended against, which gives me a bravery, which also gives me a loyalty. This card, B from the front is 3. So we got 1, 2, and 3. And then C from the back is 2. So we got 1 and 2. So this card is defended against. This card is defended against. Dang, do I lose to all the rest of these cards? I screwed up, guys. Ah, shoot. Yeah, because B is 3, it gets through. D is 4, it gets through. A is 3, it gets through. So loyalty, I get 3 minus 3, I get nothing. Discontent, I get this number minus 0, so I get 3 discontent, which means I circle this. This one is filled in, so that's gone, but then I get 1 and 2 more. All right, we got to move past it. These are getting discarded. I can make up some of that discontent. So, with my flags, like I said, if I hit 2 purples, I'll just negate those 2. So I really just need to worry about keeping it between 0 and 2. Shuffling the cards, and we're moving on to the last round. If I was paying a little better attention, I maybe wouldn't have done the last flags and maybe could have gotten another knight or another soldier or something. Oh well. All right. Flipped. This card flips over. Get 1. No looking. Get this one. No looking. And we get this one. And we get path cards. Engineer, constructed towers and gates. Or the monk is completed sums in the Michlamas, which is this. Which, I mean, I have 3 already, which is 2 victory points. I don't hate that. I really don't like that this does not give you many serfs. I think I'm taking engineer just because I like getting more serfs and patrons on that, honestly. So we're getting 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're getting 3 craftsmen. We're getting 2 material. We're getting 4 patrons. That is it there. Then we get 2 more serfs. We get 1 more craftsman. We get 1 material. We get 4 silver. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get 2 food. Gosh, food is going to be so gross this round. I honestly don't even know if I'm going to go for that castle. Honestly, we'll see. 3 soldiers. 1, 2, 3. And 1 knight. All right, y'all. This is what we got. Maybe I should pay more attention to these cards here, not mess up like I did last time. C is 3, B is 3, so towers. A is 4. Dang, dude, that's gross. So we're going to want to build some walls. This is walls. This is the front gate for 4. I was working on this large keep. Let's just finish that out because that gives us a loyalty. So I can spend a dude, fill this in, which gives me any resource. And I feel like I might need food. Let's take a food. And then I spend 1 more gray dude. Fill this in. And that gives us 1 on each of these other tracks. And an influence. So I'll take my influence right now. It gives 1 on the Warcraft. It gives 1 on the Worship. And it gives 1 on the Entertainment. That Entertainment gives me a brew house. So I gotta shuffle these real quick. Flipping our brew house. We got the foam. We got the hop. Man, water is killing us on that. And there's my purple flag, dude. Jeez. I guess we'll go here. And here. That way if we get any waters, like we just have some beers ready to go. We're good on that. I really need to get these purple flags, man. Spend a gray to go here, which gets us a craftsman. And I will spend a serf to go here. Come on, purple flag. Yes, 1 purple flag. Give me another purple flag. Okay, red flag. So, this purple flag right here gets me a heart and a crown, which is loyalty. So I'm here. And I get to fill in 1 of these bubbles. So we're only at 1 discontent right now. And then I still have a red flag to fill in, but there are no more red flags. So I just lose out on that flag, unfortunately. So let's see. I need 2 more bumps on loyalty, and I need 3 more bumps on influence. I mean, I can not go up that castle. That'll give me a discontent, which will put me at 2, which means I can't take any more discontent. I think with my squad here and through getting some more dudes and beer, maybe I'll be fine. I'm going to do one more of this Mich Lamas. I'm at 7 right now, so I can spend a surf, fill this in, get 2 cards, 1 and 2. Nice, dude. All right. So I got a 4, which I can put right here, which equals 8, which gives me a resource and a heart. So I'm actually at 0 discontent right now. For my resource, let's just take a food because I really want to get to 5 food. That way I don't lose discontent for food. And then I'll worry about defending all these cards. My last food could come from the stables. Building the stables gives me an influence. So let's spend a gray dude. We'll go up Warcraft. We're at 5 on Warcraft. I get a wood. We will spend a coin to get a gray dude right here. Spend that gray dude in Warcraft. Spend a craftsman and a wood to build a large stable, which gives us an influence. I can spend a surf to get a food. Yeah, screw it. We're going to go surf to fill in that for a coin, that for a knight. Coin, knight. I will spend a coin to fill this in for another knight and a loyalty, which gives me a soldier. We'll spend a dude and a wood, and we'll build a tower. And that gives me a gray guy. Tower can go back here. Okay. Jeez. All right, I'm going to spend my gray dude to fill in this entertainment spot, which is double brew house beer and a loyalty. So my loyalty, I'm at 15. If I can get one more, that'll get my influence up. But we're doing double brew house right now really quick. I'm just making my dude super buff. Wow, I just can't get water to save my life, though. We got another one of those, the barley and a hop. We'll put the hop right here. And now we do the second one. If there's not water here, dude, I don't even know. Okay. Barley and water. Hey. There's only one barley even left, so I got to put that there. And then the waters are all diagonal. Guess I put it here. That gives me a beer. Circle that. So now I can make my dudes stronger out here when they're defending the castle. Oh. One. We'll do gate. Gives us another gray dude. Gate goes up to 3. We're getting down to it. It's getting close. All right, let's just spend a coin and get a gray dude here. I'll spend 2 gray dudes to go up Warcraft, which will give me a craftsman and another bump on influence, which gives me another craftsman. So I'm getting 2 craftsmen out of that. 1 for that space there, and then 1 for that space there. Then I'm spending 2 more coins to go here and then here, which gives me 2 knights. And it fills in my loyalty, 1 more, which fills in my influence, 1 more. And we met the goal of the chapter, which is have 15 loyalty, 15 influence, and we have all of the mints built. Now we just need to have 60 points, and we need to have 0 to 2 discontent. And so the only way we're going to have discontent is if we're going to get 1 from this card, because I don't think I'm attacking it. Because then I would run out. I wouldn't have food. I don't think it matters, dude. I don't think it matters that much anymore. Let's just make sure these cards are taken care of. I mean, with all these guys that I have, I don't see how I could not. Especially, I can use the builders too. Like, I think it's almost impossible for this to fail. You know what? I'm going to spend yellow to up my moat. And I can spend a red to up my moat, which gives me a wood, which goes up my might track. That's points. And ups my moat to a 3, because we do have a moat card out there. And then, I mean, I can just like get more points here if I up my walls. Wall A, 4 for the side. E is 5 at the back. So I just go dude, wood, and dude, and wood. We'll go wall, 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 wall. That does give me a gray guy. I will go, I guess I'll just go 3 and 3. I guess I'm just going to go spend craftsman to go up here and here, which gives me another knight. It gives me knight production, or soldier production, I'm sorry, which I don't think matters, but it does give me another one of these in case I need to like move dudes around, in case I'm really screwed somehow. And I mean, I guess I'll just spend this guy to be last spot on the Warcraft track. Gives me another one of these knights and a knight production. And I think we're moving to the end, the castle defense, dude. I think we got this, but let's see. I got to spend 5 food. We spend the 5 food. Man, if I could pick that up. We spent 5 food. I deploy all my dudes. I mean, like, what's crazy is I don't even know if I have to fully game this out because I have so many. The gate. I mean, C is 3 at the front. B is 3 at the back. We only need one dude to fulfill that card. I don't know what that card is. It's moat and some wall. This one is 5 at the back. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's taken care of. This is another wall and sides. I don't know. This is the gate. D is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then A and A is 4. Dude, I swear, if I don't have enough for this, I'm going to be so freaking sad. That'll be insane. Oh my gosh, this is freaking crazy. Let's go. Resolving these cards. So flip over this. So Let's resolve this one. B is 3 from the back, C is 3 from the front, and towers are stopping it. So 1, 2, 3, that guy's gone. 1, 2, 3, that guy's gone. This card is defended. Now we got A is 4 from the right-hand side, defended by moat. So we need to spend 1. So this guy goes, and that's 4. That is defended. Then we got this card, which is 5 from the rear. 2 is being stopped. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Lay this guy down for 5. That is defended. That was a skull card, which gives us a bravery. Next card, we got C is 3, C is 3, B is 3. So 3 coming from all sides here. This is 3, it stops it. This is 3, it stops it. That's 1, 2, and 3. Defended that card. Now we got D is 4 coming at the gate. So that 3 stops 3 of it. And when you got to stop 1 more, that card is defended. Then we have 4 and 4. So 3 stops it, 3 stops it, 1 and 1. We still got 3 knights standing. All of these are defended. So we get loyalty equal to 4 minus 0. So we're getting 4 loyalty. 1, 2, 3, 4. That fist gives us another point here. We get a surf on it, doesn't matter. And then we get no discontent. We discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 2 more surfs. Not that that's doing much for us in the end. We do take a discontent because we did not attack that castle. That's it. So now I just got to add this up and see where we're at. So our bravery track, we got 17 points. Our loyalty track, we got 20. Whoops, I was supposed to be crossing this off for enemy castles that we defeated, and we did defeat 4. My bad. This is 15 influence. This is 13 might. We have 1 discontent, which is going to be -1 point. And then our path cards, St. Valentine Festival pairs. We only got 1, so that's 0. Filled flags, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 is 2. So I'll just put a little 2 here. Recruiter completed, guildsmen, mercenary, and allies. I did 1 for 1 point. Completed keep levels. We did all 3. So that's 3. And then engineer constructed towers and gates. Yeah, we only did the first level, 4 and 2. I have the 4 gates. And then 2 at the, the 4 towers and then the 3 at the gate. So 1 BP there. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. We got this for sure. 71 is our final total. We got 71 points. We got 15 and 15. We got the small mint complete. Mission 1 was a success. What a journey. What a ride this has been. This took longer than I expected. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for having some Iron Knightmares with me. Please like, please subscribe to the channel. I want to see you around here more often. And as always, remember to game and drink responsibly, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.